Get into it. Coach Colin here. Mean Gene Kareen, Lion Machine. That is if she even decides to answer your question. I don't know how the people in that room, when they're dealing with this press secretary, I don't know how they handle it. Because it's like either you don't get called on, because there's like 50 of them in there. So either you don't get called on or you do get called on and then she doesn't answer your question anyway. It's wild. I couldn't imagine having to deal with this. But in these clips that I'm going to show you, is the president disabled? That's one of the questions. Does he have Alzheimer's? Does he have dementia? And does the White House, especially her, because she's the one that coined it, even though she says she's not, she's the one that coined the phrase cheap fakes. And she's asked if she regrets saying that. Because after the debate, I think everybody can agree there was no cheap faking going on whatsoever. Can't wait for you to hear her non-answers. Let's get into it.
Okay, Green. I want to go back to that question that Pelosi raised earlier today.
Sure.
Pelosi said it's a legitimate question to ask if this is an episode or is this is a condition. Which one is it?
Well, what I can tell you is that he had a cold and a bad night. I would not see this as an episode. I would see this as what it was and what we believe it to be, which is it was a bad night. And he did, on top of that, he had a cold. And that is the reality of the situation. That is the reality of what happened that night.
You've certainly seen the reporting out there that this is not just a standalone instance, that other people are saying that this has happened before. One, do you see these as legitimate questions? And also, are you being straight with the American people on this?
I see it as a legitimate question. I do. And I have said it is a fair question to ask. The president sees it as a legitimate question. And I think also the president saying, I am not a young man. I'm not as a smooth talker as I used to be. I don't walk as easily as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. I mean, the president is admitting and saying, and this is not the first time, right? He's talked about his age. He's joked about his age many times before. And so you heard that directly from, and we are acknowledging what people are seeing. But we do believe this was in this instance, it was a bad night.
Is he disabled?
No, and let me finish with your colleague, please. And I know, but shouting out, come on, you know better, come on.
This guy just shouts it out. Of course, like I just said, there's 50 of them in the room. She's not answering questions. She's going all slow on purpose just to kill time. One guy's just in the back, he's like, is he disabled? Just answer the question. And just answer yes. You know how much more respect the whole administration would get if they were like, yeah, he is. But you know what? We back him up. Okay? Yeah. We tell him what to do. We lead him into the bathroom. So what? What are you going to do about it? Everybody would just be like, oh my goodness. Okay. Checking if someone had it under control. We have it under control. Okay? There's a bunch of us that you never see and we're controlling things behind the scenes. It's fine. Everybody would be like, okay. Hey, are you allowed to do that? No more questions. Goodbye. He is disabled. Goodbye. She just disappears. Man. But you have to ask the question, right? Because after what everybody's seen in this debate, people are really wondering what's going on with this guy. You know, probably not you, definitely not me, but there are some people who are just like, what those horrible Republicans say about, what those MAGA people say, what that Trump just making things up, it's terrible what they do. They were probably watching the debate like, oh my God. Completely disillusioned. This Donald Trump tells the truth, but he can't tell the truth because they said he lied. They say he lies all the time. But he told the truth because I see him on the screen. He doesn't know what he's doing. The best part of that debate, me and my wife actually bursted out laughing. Biden's talking, and then he just goes, and by the way, it says nothing. Just dead air. Because they're like, okay, he went over his time, but we'll give him a couple extra seconds. Like, why not? You know, it's Joe Biden. Go ahead. Like, by the way, okay, say a couple sentences. He just freezes. He's like, I'm in over my head. I should have never said by the way. Now, let's get into the next question, because I like when they do this in this press room, whatever it is. They start backing each other up. So she dismisses the guy who says, hey, is he disabled? Oh, you know better. You know better. Then the next guy comes and he's like, you know what? Let's actually get an answer to that question. Check this out.
Behind me shouted a similar question to what I'm going to be asking you, but I think given what happened on Thursday, given the reporting in the New York Times and other outlets about the president's more frequent lapses, losing his train of thought, all of us saw what happened on Thursday, where he simply could not form coherent answers to many or some, if you will, of the questions, and here to lapse into nonsensical answers at the end. We beat Medicare, for instance. I'm going to ask something delicate, and you may not like it. The president may not like to hear it if he's watching, but I think the American people need to get a yes or no answer on this. Does President Biden, at 81 years old, have Alzheimer's, any form of dementia, or degenerative illness that cause these sorts of lapses? And it's a yes or no question. And if you don't know, why don't you, as one of his senior staff members, know?
I have an answer for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's a no. And I hope you're asking the other guy the same exact question. Okay. Go ahead.
The statement that Congressman Duggan put out,
Yeah.
does the president feel like members, the Democratic congressmen, should be able to speak their minds on this? Or does he think?
I hope you're asking the other guy the same question. Why? The other guy's fine. The other guy's literally on the campaign trail wearing a MAGA hat right now, and he's doing 2 hours. He's getting on stage for 2 hours at a time. You know how hard? Do you have any idea how hard that is in a suit outside in the summertime? Do you know how hard that is for a young person? Trump's out there doing it. He's like, give me as many. Can I go to the same state twice? He's just going around. He's good. Are you kidding me? I didn't even want to pull this up. I wasn't even going to pull this. I've been having a little impromptu pull-ups recently. Let's pull this up. You want to see what the other guy's doing? Don't worry about the other guy, buddy. Other guy's good. Other guy's good out here. Let me just make sure he's talking about Biden too. Let's. Why not? Why not? The other guy's just fine. Don't even worry about it. What's this one? Okay. Donald Trump. Yeah, there he is. Let's go. Let's play some Trump. Let's do this.
Called socialism, it went worse. And that's a big problem that we have, but I think you're starting to see the end of that. And it's been starting for a while now with us, but I think last night was a big moment for people with common sense that want to see America be great again, want to put America first. Many people are saying that after last night's performance that Joe Biden is leaving the race. But the fact is, I don't really believe that, because he does better in polls than any of the Democrats they're talking about. You've seen that, Glenn. These polls come out with some of the names they're being, like Gavin Newsom. He can't run California. He's one of the worst governors. No, he's a bad governor. He can't run California. People are leaving one of the most beautiful places on earth. In terms of weather, in terms of everything else, you can't do any better than California. He's doing a terrible job. But he gets up and he says, oh, California's doing great, pa, 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 like a machine gun, pa, 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 pa. But it's doing bad. People are leaving so fast, and he'd be easy. But he's got lousy poll numbers. And you take a look at some of the others. Then, of course, Kamala is somebody that will be on the scope. It might have been Joe Biden's single best decision, putting her as vice president. Might have been his best, because nobody wants that. I do. I'd be very happy with that. But they don't poll as well as this guy. I mean, I don't want to speak against myself, but maybe, and they polled everybody. They polled Michelle Obama. She polls very badly. No, she polls terribly. Michelle Obama, people, you know, they polled many people, and it's hard to believe, but crooked Joe Biden polls better than those people. So I don't know what's going to happen. I have absolutely no idea. I just know that we're going to make America great again. That's a good-looking group back there. Better looking than front row Joes. You know what happens? You think they don't have a good seat. They actually have the best seat. Because oftentimes the cameras are on them. The cameras aren't on you. And I'm making a speech and they have all this stuff. It's all over the world. And a lot of them get picked. Would you like to come to Hollywood? You'd be amazed how many people. They see some of these beautiful faces and they say, let's move them to Hollywood. They have the best seat. They don't know it, but they do.
Hope you're asking the other guy the same questions. What for? He's good. Bro, let me tell you something. You put Biden in a hat, okay? Let me be clear. He's in Virginia. You put Biden in Virginia heat, in a suit, in a baseball cap, on a stage. You better have an ambulance just right where the stairs are here. Ambulance right here. That's where it'd have to be. That's where it'd have to be. He'd have to, while he's on stage, he would have to get onto the gurney as he's finishing. They would just push him right into there, and that would be it. They drive off. Sirens already going because it's an emergency. Trust me. Hope you're asking the other guy. They always try to bring it to the other guy. Anytime she talks, she's always trying to bring it to the other guy. Don't worry about the other guy. The other guy's about to be president. This is Biden. Biden's he's gonna need to recoup. He's gonna lose the election, and he's gonna need to recoup. You know what I mean? He's gonna need some rest. He's gonna need some fluids. He's gonna need to chill. Whatever. I don't know why they're doing this to him. Maybe it's exactly what Trump said. He pulls the best out of everybody. But man, what they're doing to him is destroying his body for sure. Not just his mind, his body as well. He can't handle this. It's already a job that ages people. And we've seen it do nothing to Trump. Trump's just like, I'm ready. We're doing it again? Okay. I thought I won the last time. Okay. All right, whatever. We'll do it again. I got no problem. I just made $4 billion. That's Trump. Trump's like, I just made a bunch of billions of dollars. I just finished in court. I'm going to head on to the campaign trail. Okay? Wait, right before I do, I'm going to go to this Chick-fil-A. I'm going to go to this bodega. And then I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to go, you guys got all this? Are you kidding me? Don't worry about the other guy. Mean Karine Jean. Now, in this clip is where she gets questioned about using the term cheap fakes in regards to Biden, because all the clips that I've shown you, and she's talking about me when she says certain parts of media, she's talking about guys like me. When I showed you Obama leading him off stage, when I showed you him at the G7 event, turning around while there's a photo op going on, like he has no idea what's going on. Woman, PM of Italy has to pull him in, make sure that he's in the photo. When he's squatting down, when Jill has to tell him not to sit down, all these different things. All of that was fake. That's what they were trying to sell to us. All of it was fake. Listen to her answer right now when she's asked if she regrets it.
Yeah, Jackie.
Thank you, Corinne. The administration strongly criticized the media for clips showing the president appearing to be confused, freezing at times, and you called it cheap fakes, misinformation, disinformation. In one case, even implied that it was the product of artificial intelligence, calling it deep fakes. Do you have any regret over using that language?
Not at all. Not at all. And let me be clear, it was a certain part of the media. And, I mean, you can speak to this better than I can. A certain part of the media which was doing this. And look, independent mainstream fact checkers in the press and misinformation experts have been calling out cheap fakes. And at the end of the day, they're fakes. That's what they were. Targeting the president. They had said, the reporters and these misinformation experts said that this president was being targeted, and what we did was echo them. That's what we did. And look, we'll certainly continue to call that out. And the cheap fakes didn't come from me. I didn't coin that. I didn't come from this White House or this podium. That came from the media. They called it cheap fakes. And they said this president, President Biden, was being targeted on misinformation. It was purposefully being done to this president. And what we did is we echoed that. So I don't regret it at all.
Well, the
It was
administration
just the
also
facts.
used that sort of approach to counter the Wall Street Journal report, for instance, that interviewed 45 people over several months who criticized, the president's handling of himself in meetings, and broadly.
Which approach? I'm not following.
Talking about the president's age being a factor.
I don't understand where
the approach from the White House to criticize
was
the
related.
reporting, to basically cast the reporting as not true. And broadly, this has been, the reason I ask is like the administration's response to our questions often seems to be, don't believe your lying eyes. The border's secure. Afghanistan withdrawal was a success. Inflation is transitory. So is that going to change?
I mean, you just laid out, Jackie, a bunch.
So if you I'm going to shock you for a second. She doesn't really answer this question. I know, it's crazy because she's up there to answer questions. I know, but she doesn't. She goes on to just talk about how great Joe Biden is. That's like her whole MO. It's so it makes sense that they're not pulling Biden. They don't even know to pull her. They don't even watch her and go, "Oh, we have to get a new person. This person doesn't answer questions. We needed someone to answer everything." She doesn't do it. She has to go get another person. Man. But it's so funny that she's like, I didn't coin that. She did coin that phrase. She actually did. She was the first person to say it. She's like, these are cheap fakes. And here's the thing. It's either that or she's telling us that she just went along with what the media said. She's saying that I went along with misinformation experts, which is not a real thing. Just so you know, that's not a real position that anybody holds. Sorry, it's not real. It's just something they throw out there. Misinformation, disinformation, experts. It's not a real thing. It's either she was following what they were saying or she was following what the media was saying. Because if the media was saying cheap fakes, then that means you were just watching the media and you just went along with it. You're the White House. What are you talking about? That's what the White House is doing what I'm doing. They're pulling up videos and watching them. Are you what? This whole thing's in shambles. Trump has to win. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. And you know what's funny about this whole thing at the end of the day? I may not want to see him as president. I want to see Trump as president. But they have RFK. They could go to RFK and just be like, please be our person. They could do that. They could be like, you're a Democrat. Your whole family's Democrats. Let's just water under the bridge all the terrible things we said about you. And we got your whole family to turn on you. Just come be the guy, please. They have that option. And he would poll better than Biden, for sure. He's a Kennedy. You kidding me? Am I going all blurry? What's going on? Get on my face. Snap to it. Whatever. I'm all blurry. There we go. Now it's back to normal. But it's just crazy. It's so crazy that she's saying that. It's just I don't regret it at all. I didn't coin it. It wasn't me. And we just had the experts. We're echoing the experts. And the experts, it's like, who are the experts? Oh, well, they're just people on our team who just say they're fake. And on top of that, well, the last thing I'll say is that when she was saying, she's like, you could speak to this the best, it's because the woman who was asking that was a part of Fox News. And she's suggesting that Fox News just doctored and used AI to make fake videos of Biden. Do you know how, it really is what this woman said. Her name, she works for Fox News. Her name's Jackie Heinrich. It really is exactly what she said. You're just expecting us all to just don't believe our eyes, don't believe our ears, don't believe what we're seeing. Afghanistan was good. Biden's fine. Inflation is just, it's not, You're wrong. You're wrong. You're giving the grocery store more money needlessly. You don't have to do that. No, no, no. Things don't cost more. No, the gas doesn't cost more. Your car, the engine probably got bigger. I don't know. It has nothing to do with us. We've done good things. Trump bad. Don't forget. That's what they should be running on. Trump bad. Biden Harris, Trump bad. Man, again, I'd have way more respect if she was just honest. She's just like, look, guys, I'm here. I'm not answering any of your questions. I'm going to give you the runaround. I'm not going to play this game, okay? We got a president who is mentally declining, okay? And I'm going to cover it up. I don't care what any of you say. If you ask me a question, I'm not going to answer it. If you say something that I don't like, I'm going to move on to the next person. And we're going to do this for 2 hours, guys, okay? Everybody buckle in. I'd have so much more respect. I'd be like, wow, wow, look at her. What a rock star she is. Anyways, guys, why don't you ask that to the other guy? Don't worry about the other. Look at the other guy. You kidding me? Other guy's good. Other guy's good. Look at the other guy.
But remember, the biggest problem for our country is not Joe Biden's personal decline. It's that Joe Biden's policies are causing America's decline at a level that we've never seen before. That's why this November, the people of Virginia and the people of America are going to tell crooked Joe Biden, Biden, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired. Get out. We don't want you. You've been the...
I didn't even plan that. That's a perfect way to end this video. I didn't even plan that. Let's end it off there. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. I'm out.